Hi guys, welcome back to Science Quiz. Today is stage 8 from the year 2023 and Science Progression Test paper 1 with me Susan Tudor, and total duration for this paper is 45 minutes. As usual, we'll do this as quiz. You'll be given timer and you can get your own answer, and then after that you can follow the discussion. Let's get started. Question 1. Draw a straight line to match each blood component to its correct function. Draw 3 lines only. Blood component, red blood cells, white blood cell, plasma. Function: carries carbon dioxide, fights pathogens, digests food, transport oxygen. Well, timer starts now. Okay, if you need some more time, you may pause this video. Let's check out the answer, guys. Well, here we go. Red blood cell is to transport oxygen. White blood cells fight pathogens. Plasma carries carbon dioxide. Let's move on. Well, here's the explanation for a blood. Blood is made up of different kinds of blood cells floating in liquid plasma. We have red blood cells to transport oxygen, white blood cells to destroy invading microorganisms, platelets to help blood to clot, plasma transport dissolved substances such as sugar. So here's the pictures here, and platelets here, plasma is the liquid, and white blood cells has this big nucleus, and red blood cells are this shape. Alright, we hope it's clear. Let's move on. Here's number 2. Look at the model of a diagram of an atom, electron with cross, and part A. Write down the name of part A. Timer starts. Okay, let's check out the answer, guys. Well, it's a nucleus. Okay, we hope you got it correct. Center is nucleus. Let's move on. Now we are in question 2b. Which two particles make up part A? Time given. Okay, let's check out the answer, guys. It's protons and neutron. Okay, they are at the center of the atom. Move on. Question 2c. Which scientist developed the nuclear or planetary model of atom? Okay, let's check out the answer, guys. Well, it's Rutherford. Let's move on. Now we are in 2d. Write down the charge of an electron. It's pretty easy, right? Let's check out the answer, guys. So it's certainly negative. Okay, you get it correct. Let's move on. Alright, now we are in a number 2e. The electrons in an atom are held in position. They do not escape from the atom. Explain how electrons are held in position. Use ideas about the charges on the particles. Okay guys, let's check out the answer. Well, if you need some more time, you may pause this video. Well, there is an electrostatic attraction between positively charged protons and negatively charged electrons. So we see there's a positive charge on proton and negative charge electron, so they attract each other. So that is the reason. We hope it's clear. Let's move on. Alright guys, number 3. Mia draws the path of a ray of light through an optical fiber. A ray of light travels through an optical fiber without any of the ray escaping outside the fiber. Mia makes 3 mistakes in her drawing. Complete the sentences to describe her mistakes at B, D, and F. 1. The mistake at B. Timer. Okay, let's check out the answer, guys. So the angle of incidence That's not equals to the angle of reflection in here. We see here this angle of incident we see from this arrow here is small, and compared to the angle of reflection, this one is a bit bigger, so they are not equal. That's the mistake. So it has to be drawn the same angle. Okay, so this is angle of incident and this is angle of reflection here. They are not equal. Angle of reflection is greater than angle of incident. That is the reason. Next question 3. The mistake at D. The mistake at D here. What do you think is mistake? Okay, let's check out the answer. So the ray of light leaves the optical fiber here, while in the optical fiber none of the ray may escape outside the fiber. So this one is the mistake. Right, let's move on. Here we go. Mistake at F. Mistake at F. Time. Okay, let's check out the answer, guys. Here we go. The reflected ray of light curves in here. It shouldn't be curved but straight line. That's a mistake. Let's move on. Well, number 4, look at the graph showing how the average temperature of the surface of the Earth has changed over the last 800,000 years. Here, average temperature in degrees Celsius times since present day in years, and then here. Now question A, the last ice age is circled on the graph here. Circle a point on the graph when one other ice age happened. Okay, let's check out the answer, guys. Here we go. You may circle any of these vertex here. 1, 2, 3. You can circle any of that. So that will be considered as correct. Ice age, where the temperature is the lowest. Next. Okay, guys. 4B. Describe the pattern shown in the average temperature of the surface of the Earth over the past 800,000 years. Okay, let's check out the answer, guys. If you need some more time, please pause this video. So it goes up and down here. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Alright, that is the one possible answer. If you have any other possible answer, please write down in the comment section. Let's move on. Okay, 4C, changes in the percentage of some gases in the atmosphere cause climate change. Name one gas that causes climate change. Let's check out the answer, guys. Well, this is the example of correct answer. Carbon dioxide. That is one gas that causes climate change. Okay, let's move on. If you have any other answer, please write in comment section, because your answer may help other viewers. Well, you may also answer other greenhouse gases such as methane, nitrous oxide. Okay, let's move on. So, guys, is diffusion. Oxygen diffuse to the blood. Next, 5A part 2. Blood contains dissolved carbon dioxide. Describe what happens to the carbon dioxide in the blood capillaries. Okay, let's check out the answer, guys. Well, carbon dioxide diffuses from blood capillary into alveolus to be removed from the blood. Alright, let's move on. Okay, question 5B. The table shows the percentage of gases in air as it breathes in and out. Gas, carbon dioxide. Other gases, oxygen. Breathe in is 0.04. Other gas is 78.96. Oxygen is 21%. Percentage breathe out. blank, other gases is 78.96, remain the same, and oxygen blank. So predict the percentages of carbon dioxide and oxygen in breathed out air. Write your answer in the table here. Okay guys, let's check out the answer. Well, a carbon dioxide increased to around 4%, 4.04, and oxygen decreased by 4%, so 17. So approximately 4% increase carbon dioxide and 4% decrease of oxygen. Let's move on. Okay, Carlos put plotting compasses around a magnet. Plotting compass here. This is the magnet. A. Look at the plotting compasses. So many compasses here. Describe what the plotting compasses show. So the answer is direction of magnetic field lines. So this is direction. From here we can see that this is the magnetic field line. So it's from here going there, and then also coming out from the north and going to the south pole. So all are going to this direction. That is what is being showed by the plotting compass. Okay, we hope it's clear. Let's move on. Okay guys, now 6b. The magnet is in the middle of the plotting compasses. Which diagram shows the position of the poles of the magnet? Circle the correct answer. Let's check out the answer guys. Well, it's this one we circled. It's coming from the north and going to the south. Let's move on. Alright, question 7. Oliver separates some food colorings. Oliver draws a start line in a pencil of some filter paper here. Place dots of different food colorings on the start line here and puts the filter paper in the solvent as shown in the diagram. Yeah, and then here is the direction of the solvent. This is the starting line. Wait until the solvent has soaked up the filter paper. Look at this, his result. It's a different color: brown, purple, red, yellow, blue. And question A. Write down the name of this separation technique. Okay, let's check out the answer guys. So it's paper chromatography. Okay, let's move on. Next is a question B. For question B, we see which food colorings are not pure substances. Explain your answer. 2 marks for this. Let's check out the answer guys. Okay, well, it's a brown and purple. And we see there is 3 components in brown and 2 components in purple. And explain your answer. These colors have more than 1 dot in the result. Alright, now let's move to 7c. Write down the colors in the purple food coloring. Choose from the list: brown, red, yellow, blue. Okay, let's check out the answer guys. So it's a red and blue here. Purple, it has red because it is the same position as red, and this is the same position as blue. So purple is made from red and blue food coloring. Let's move on. Alright, question 8. Angelique investigates a steel needle floating on water. In her first experiment, Angelique passes a steel needle over a strong magnet, floats the steel needle on the surface of water. This is the water, this is the steel needle floating on water. She repeats the experiment 5 times Each time she floats the steel needle in different directions on the surface of the water. The needle turns to the point in the same direction every time. Explain why. Well, the answer is the steel needle becomes magnetized and aligns itself in north-south directions. As we see in here, in the first experiment, Angelique passes a steel needle over a strong magnet, that is to magnetize the needle, and then when it is float on water, so as it has become a magnet, it will point to north-south directions. Alright, let's move on. Question 9. Pure substances contain either one element or one compound. Impure substances are mixtures. A. Draw a diagram to show the model of molecules in pure water and in impure water. A molecule of water is represented by this white dot, and a molecule of sugar is represented by a black dot. Pure water and impure waters. Okay. Well, here's the answer. You can see pure water is only white circle, and impure water it contains sugar molecule. So this is sugar dissolved in water. So this is impure water. Let's move on. Well, 9b, which word describes using a model? Circle the correct answer. Is it analogy, conclusion, precision, or symbol? Okay, the answer is analogy, because this is analog to represent the molecule of pure water and impure water. Let's move on. For question 10, Sophia plays a game of tennis. A. Look at the table showing the percentages of 3 nutrients in 4 foods: food, banana, boiled egg, cola drink, chicken sandwich, protein 4, 13, 0, 19, carbohydrate 88, 1, 10, 24%, fat 2, 11, 0, 6%. To give her energy, Sophia eats 100 grams of one of the foods before she plays her game of tennis. Which food in the table contains the most energy? Well, the answer is banana here, because it has highest percentage of carbohydrate. Next, 10b, when Sophia hits the ball, here her shoulder joint and her elbow joint move. Elbow and shoulder. Part 1, write down the name of the type of joint at the shoulder. Well, it's ball and socket. Well, here's the bit of explanation for a ball and socket joint is in the shoulder here. Well, we can rotate here and then this direction as well. Okay, now another joint is hinge joint here in our knee, and on the neck is pivot joint here. We can turn our neck right and left, and this is fixed joint that connect the skull. Alright, let's move on. Question 10, B part 2, explain how antagonistic muscles allow movement around the elbow joint. Well, the answer is one muscle straightens the arms while the other bends it. Let's take a look at the explanation. Well, this is the muscles, and this is the biceps, and this is triceps. Alright, so muscle cannot push, they can only pull. So we need a pair of antagonistic muscles which working together, pulling on opposite direction, like in our elbow here. So there is one muscle that is contract, one muscle that is relaxed. In this case, when we lift our lower arm here, the bicep contract and the triceps relax, and when we straighten it, put it down back, then the tricep contract and bicep relax. Alright, so tricep and biceps in the upper arm are antagonistic muscles. Let's move on. Okay, now we are in question 10C. Three of Savia's friends make prediction about her breathing rate. Lily, I predict her breathing rate at the start will be lower than at the end of the game. Gabriela, I predict her breathing rate at the start will be higher than at the end of the game. Mike, I predict that her breathing rate at the start will be the same as at the end of the game. Circle, which friend has the correct prediction? 1, 2, 3. Explain your answer. Okay, let's check out the answer. So the correct answer should be Lily, as during the game Savia needs more oxygen to do more respiration to gain energy. So that's the answer, guys. Alright, let's move on to next question. Question 11. Chan investigates turning forces. He balances a ruler using different forces and distance. Ruler, distance A, distance B, and this is the pivot. So this is force C and force D. A, the turning force is called a moment. Describe how to calculate a moment. Well, moment is force times distance. That should be correct. Let's move on to question B. Okay guys, now 11B. Chan makes the ruler balance 3 times. He writes down the different measurements each time. Distance A, 6, B, 12, C, force C, 4 Newton, force D, 2 Newton. Distance A, 5 cm, B, 2 cm, force C, 4 Newton, and force D, 10 Newton. Distance A, 4 cm, distance B, 8 cm, force C is 2 Newton, and force D is 1 Newton. Part 1, complete the table using this result here. If you need some more time, please do pause this video. Let's check out the answer, guys. So it's here. We see that in here we just collect the data. A is 6, and then B is 12 here, and force C is 4 Newton, and force D is 2 Newton. So we just have to plug in everything to this table. 5 here, 4 here, 2 and 10 here, to go 10 here. The same as the last one, 4 cm for A, B is 8 cm here, and force C 2 Newton, and force D is 1 Newton. Alright, let's move on to part 2. Chan says, I think my results are reliable. Click to show if Chan is correct, yes or no. Explain your answer. Okay, let's check out the answer, guys. If you need some time to think, please pause this video. So in here we'll say that yes, the data in the table shows that on each side of the ruler, force times distance are equal. You see from here, distance A and times force C is here 24, and B and force D we multiply 24. In here 5 times 4 is 20. This also 2 times 10, 20. And if we change the distance A become a 4 cm shorter, and the force in C is 2, make it small, so 4 times 2 is 8. Then we get the distance B here is 8, and the force is only 1. So each side are balanced. Force times distance are equal. Let's move on. Okay, number 12. This question is about energy resources. A. Look at the list of resources: bioplastics, fossil fuels, tidal power, vegetable oil, solar power. Complete the table to group the resources into renewable and non-renewable. Okay, we see bioplastics, tidal power, and vegetable oil, solar power, they are all renewable, while fossil fuel is the only one that non-renewable. Let's take a look of tidal power and solar power. You see here that this is the tidal coming in and tide going out. So tidal energy is works by using turbines here, and then which rotate as waters flow in, tide coming in and flow out, so driving generator to produce power. So that is tellure power. So now what about electric panel? Electric panel is like this. Sunlight generates direct current, which is converted to AC with inverter. This can be used to power appliances and lighting throughout the houses, and if it is surplus, it can be channeled back to the national grid. Right, so in here this is the solar panel create electricity, and then it is there is DC-AC inverter number 1 here, and number 2 is the generator meter, and 3 is the mains. Alright, let's move on. Okay, let's see 12b. Wind power and coal are resources used to generate electricity. Describe 2 advantages of using wind power instead of coal to generate electricity. While wind power does not emit any pollutants, there's advantage of wind power, and wind power is renewable. Let's move on. Okay, number 13. Look at the food web for an Australian grassland ecosystem. Here, cats are an invasive species in Australia. Cat eats small birds and lizard here. Alright, next, explain the effect of the introduction of cats has on the dragonfly population in this food web. Okay, let's check out the answer. So the answer for this may vary. You can answer decrease but give the correct reason, and also increase. So if I choose to say dragonfly decrease in the number as quolls, it more of them, since number of insects and small bird decreases as they are eaten by the cats, right? So if you want to answer increase, it's fine and give proper answer. If you choose to answer increase, please write down your reason in the comment section to help other viewers. Let's move on. Now 13b, insects eat fruit. Okay, farmers use a toxic substance to kill insects that eat the fruit on their fruit trees. Quolls are also killed by this toxic substance. Explain why. Let's check out the answer. Okay, lizard, birds and dragonfly consume poison insects. Alright, now which in turn are consumed by the quolls, so the toxin build up in the quolls. Let's move on. Okay, 14. A teacher investigates pressure. The teacher fills a balloon with water, places a burning piece of paper in a jar, puts the balloon on top of the jar. Describe how the teacher makes this investigation safe. Okay, so keeps finger away from the hot jars. That should be the appropriate answer. Or you have any idea, please write down in the comment section. Okay, when the piece of paper stops burning, the temperature in jar decreases and the air pressure in the jar decreases, and then use the particle theory to explain why. So lower temperature cause air particle to move more slowly, so fewer collisions with the interior surface of the glass jar. That's the reason air pressure in the jar decrease and the balloon move further inside. Let's move on. Well, this is the last question of this paper, so we are done. And today we have discussed a science progression test stage 8 from the year 2023, paper 1, lower secondary. Check link, click this item at the right bottom corner of this video. If you open through YouTube, you'll find so many other useful resources, and this is our YouTube address. Like, share and subscribe, and ring the bell so you will not miss any of our latest video. So then so today's discussion is conducted by Study with Tuition Online, and we cater for all the subject and syllabus. Email us if you're interested to join with our online weekday and weekend classes, and check link below this video to get more links of past paper from grade 3 up to grade 12, and also pre-college and calculus. Bye bye, and see you in the next video. We hope today's discussion will be helpful to you. If you have any question, comment, idea, please write down in the comment section, and God bless you.